No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You've got it.
And back on again. Out. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Ooh, the gym. My old stomping grounds. Hank Patterson, fly fishing guide.
Riley Smith, tight end.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, you wouldn't happen to be the kicker?
No, tight end.
Again, thank you. I'm looking for a kicker for Lithia Ford's fall kickoff sale. But you're not the kicker.
No.
Yeah, the kicker's probably taller and in a lot better shape. So, okay. What position do you play?
Tight end.
Squats. Yeah, try it sometime.
RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, is going all in this season with an all-star lineup. First up, he led the Broncos to 3 conference championships and 10 20-win seasons. It's Coach Leon Rice. Next, he's the founder and CEO of RowPaint.com. He played a little basketball in high school on the driveway with his mom. It's Andy Rowe.
Oh, no. Want to just paint my house?
Now that I can do. When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust RowPaint.com to get that job done right.
It's time for the Lithia Ford of Boise Postgame Show from Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the YouTube chat or Facebook comments, and we'll include the best ones on the show. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view their full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Now let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise Post-Game Show from Bronco Nation News.
There we go. Welcome on into the Lithia Ford of Boise post-game show. We're in the Cutwater Studios here at ExtraMile Arena. My name is BJ Rains. We got Jaden Finch here as well. Coming to you thanks to our title sponsor, RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. Make sure to check them out at ROEPaint.com. Not sure it deserved a court storming. You guys can debate me on that. Maybe I'm just getting old and grumpy, but I've been consistent on that, and so I have to kind of stick with it. I didn't like some of the other teams doing it in the last couple of years. I gotta stick with it there. I thought last year on senior night to clinch a spot in the NCAA tournament, I thought that was worthy of it. number 17 team right after they just lost a couple of days ago. I don't know. I think top 10 or 11, 12 or biggest win in school history, something like that probably would have been a little more obvious. But, these are college kids and they had fun, so I don't want to totally rain on their parade. I think if you're Boise State, you should have bigger goals in terms of bigger wins and things, but not going to dwell on that. They nice win for Boise State, and that was the win they needed. They're already up 8 spots at KenPom to number 58 in the country. We'll see overnight where the net ranking moves them, and certainly now, as of now, they got the quad 1 win. We'll see what happens to Colorado State in the metrics as well. But I thought it was a really nice win for Boise State, and just a lot of areas. I thought defensively they played really well. They forced Colorado State into 16 turnovers. Isaiah Stevens had 6 himself. Colorado State did miss some open looks, but overall, I thought Boise State deserved a lot of credit to hold that Colorado State team to 58 points. I thought that was a huge defensive effort tonight for Boise State. And again, Stevens got going in the second half a little bit, but overall, to have him, have six turnovers himself, and they just looked a little rattled out there. You're actually going to hear from Nico Medved. We had an exclusive interview with him after the game, the Colorado State head coach. He called it a train wreck for Colorado State on offense tonight, but he did give Boise State all right, so definitely not worthy of a court storm, 22 in a row. Mitri Barrett, come on, you characterize it as a must-win, then criticizing the fans celebrate. Not criticizing for celebrating. We're saying, it was a game they needed to win for the tournament, but again, if you're Boise State, you hopefully have better wins down the road. Are they going to storm the court again if they beat San Diego State now and then do it again when they beat New Mexico? I mean, I don't know. I just it was a very nice win, and I don't want to dwell on this. I don't have a super big problem. I'm not like, I don't think it's, like outrageous that they did it. I just probably would have not stormed the court on that one. When I saw the fans over here kind of getting ready, I said, you guys getting ready to storm the court? And they said, oh, yeah. And I'm just kind of like, really? For this one? I mean, it's a nice win, but if you want to rip on me for getting on the for getting on the court storm, how about you guys get on these students and whoever else was yelling over the overrated chant? I mean, I never understand that chant. Why do you demean your own win and say your win's not as good because the team you're playing is overrated? So we had the overrated chant tonight as well, which I didn't get. So it's not about, it's becoming a basketball school, but I still think there's a little bit to learn when it comes to some of the chants and cheers and things like that. And again, I'm not going to spend the whole post-game show ripping on the students. I'm moving on to more topics, but I do think that it was, on the rankings of court stormings, this would have been right on the fringe. And I personally probably wouldn't have done it, but oh well, the students had fun. Nobody got hurt. They took the seats away. It was a much more clearer, easier path for the students to storm the court than last year in the debacle they had, whenever that was, a year or two ago. I thought they planned this much better, and it was all in good fun, and it was quick, and then it was over. And so it's a fun night, and hopefully it brings more students back for future games. This was the most students they had since the Nevada game in 2022. I think the final number that we got sent to us was 1,822 students. Now, the third level still had some openings. Student section was not full, but the students showed up tonight, and hats off to the students. You showed up, and it was the most students, again, since 2022 against Nevada. And it's a big time win. Like I said, it's I think this win sends a message to the Mountain West. Hey, it hasn't been the record or the start that we wanted if you're Boise State, and the computer rankings and things maybe aren't where some thought they would be, but that Boise State was projected to finish second in this league, and I think they showed tonight that's what they intend to try to do, and if not, win the league. And so really impressive all areas. I mentioned the defense. Omar Stanley, again, 17 points, 11 rebounds. A lot of his production came in the second half. I thought he was huge in the second half with some of the things that he was able to do there. Degenhardt had 13. You had 13 for Abo. Max Rice, tough day shooting. He was 2 of 12 from the field, but did go 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Made some big free throws there. So 11 points, 5 rebounds for Max Rice. And again, still contributed despite not shooting the ball great. He only played 31 minutes tonight. So those of you that said he was playing too much, he only played 31 minutes, which is the lowest he's played in a while. You saw 7 minutes from Jace Whiting, 3 minutes from Kobe Young. But how about Andrew Meadow? I said on the pregame show, if you were watching us, somebody was going to have to step up and hit a big shot, and somebody was going to have to hit a couple big shots and be the unsung hero. And Andrew Meadow certainly stepped up and did that. 21 minutes tonight in the absence of Cam Martin. He goes 3 of 4 from 3-point range. 11 points for him. Just a massive step up for Andrew Meadow, who looks like he's ready to contribute to this team moving forward. And he may have to, because we'll play Leon Rice post-game here in a little bit, talking about Cam Martin. But he said to say a prayer for Cam Martin, and so they're going to try to get him right, but it didn't sound great for Cam Martin. So you'll hear and you can decide. He said he's called him day to day. But it didn't seem like he was ready to announce anything. But just based on his tone of voice, I didn't see that as something that's a short-term thing here. So hopefully I'm wrong. But I think that with Cam Martin probably going to be out for a while, my opinion, hope I'm wrong. You're going to see Andrew Meadow really get some minutes and take over. And Boise State will have to play a little smaller at times again, but it is what it is. And when you got Stanley and Degenhart and some of these guys doing what they're doing, maybe it's not the worst thing in the world to start giving a guy like Andrew Meadow 20 minutes a game. I thought somebody mentioned Max Rice's alley-oop pass. That was really nice. But if you're talking about passing, Roddy Anderson III still can't buy a bucket and also can't buy a foul. He was 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 3 from the free throw line, missed 3 big free throws late. Couldn't get a foul call when it looked like a couple times he had some just crazy drives. He goes in there and just kind of hopes for a foul and wasn't getting any. But Roddy Anderson did have 8 assists and 3 steals in this game. 8 assists, only 2 turnovers, and 3 steals in this game. Roddy Anderson played 34 minutes and had 8 assists, and as I said, 3 steals, only 2 turnovers. I do agree with Bill. He said none of the drives were fouls. He was out of control. Not necessarily saying that they should have been fouls. He just can't buy a foul call. He tried to get a couple calls and couldn't get them. But Roddy was the one guarding Stevens for a good majority of the game, so I think he deserves some credit for that as well. I thought he played, overall, again, did some nice things. And again, Boise State moving up, as somebody says here, Jacob, to number 58 on Ken Palm. They jumped up 8 spots. The net ranking will be a big one, too, to see where they move to in that one. But this was the kind of win that you needed. It would have been nice if you could have won by, a few more points. You won by 7, I guess it was, but you were up 12 or 13. If you could have kept the double-digit lead, the numbers would have been even more impressive. But now Boise State improves to 2-0, and they get ready for a road trip to Reno, and all of a sudden things change a little bit here. I mean, now you go to Reno thinking you have a chance to win that game. I don't know what they ended up doing tonight. I'll go back and check the stats here, but Nevada had a game tonight against Air Force, and that is not updated yet, so I don't know for sure if they won that game or if it's still going on, but they're expected to win big against Air Force. So you're going to have a 15-1 Nevada team. Nevada's up 15 with 48 seconds left, thanks to Jaden for finding that. So you're going to have a 15-1 Nevada team. And I think that's a game now that Boise State certainly has a chance to win. I think that, but even if you don't, that's okay. You're 2-1 in conference play, coming home with 2 home games against UNLV and San Diego State. So that was a massive win just to kind of reset things. And again, I know it's been the numbers, the rankings, the record maybe isn't what some folks had wanted. Maybe it hasn't looked the prettiest at times this year either on the court, but the bottom line is Boise State wins again and is 2-0 in conference play, tied for first place in conference play, and all of a sudden is 11-4 on the season and has won 8 of the last 9 games and is playing starting to play pretty well here. So there's a lot of reason for optimism here. And again, if Boise State can start to play some defense like we saw in this one, I think that really is a good omen here moving forward with what they're able to do. Let's take a quick 90-second timeout, get our first commercial break out of the way, go grab another Cutwater. Again, more than 30 flavors of premix premium Cutwaters, 30 flavors of premix premium cocktails, and you can get one at your local gas station or grocery store. And we're going to take a 90-second timeout. We're going to hear from Nico Medved. We'll start off with the opposing head coach, Colorado State's Nico Medved. We'll hear from him next. Keep your comments coming. Keep your thoughts rolling. We'll get to them here shortly after Boise State upsets number 17 Colorado State. It's a win that is a historic one for Boise State. Their 3rd highest win ever against an AP-ranked team, and it's the 2nd highest at home. And so one of the biggest wins statistically in school history. And we'll talk about it next. Hear from Nico Medved, Leon Rice, some players as well. Don't go anywhere. Tons still to get to after Boise State's 65-58 upset win over number 17 Colorado State. Back live here at ExtraMile Arena on the Lithia Ford Boise postgame show in 90 seconds.
All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of premix premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits, perfect for your next game day tailgate party.
Our title sponsor is rowpaint.com. For all your commercial, industrial, residential painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Don't forget about their concrete coatings. Transform that ugly concrete slab on your back patio in your garage in just one day. Contact rowpaint.com for a free estimate today. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics and our title sponsor at Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union's been helping members achieve financial success for more than 80 years. There's an ICCU branch on almost every corner, but the closest is in your pocket with free eBranch mobile and online banking. See why more than 500,000 members love ICCU and join 1 in 4 Idahoans by making the switch today at ICCU.com. Since 1984, Ridley's Family Markets has prided itself on being a hometown food and drug store that employed value members of the local community. Ridley's Family Markets has 13 locations in the state of Idaho and many more in the surrounding states. Download the new Ridley's app to your smartphone, get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line, and find a location near you at shopridleys.com. Former Bronco Matt Bauscher is once again the number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No home is too big or too small for Matt and his team. Let them fulfill all your real estate needs at BauscherRealEstate.com. And welcome back to Extra Mile Arena here on Bronco Nation News. As we do every men's basketball and football game, we are live with the post-game show, breaking down the game with interviews and highlights and all kinds of analysis, both from us and from you. We want your comments in the ICCU YouTube chat. Go ahead and get those in. We would love to get to those and hear what you guys think of the win, of the game, what this does for the outlook for the rest of the season for the Mountain West. Where are you still concerned with this team? What did you like? Any thoughts on the game? We'll get to him here on the ICCU YouTube chat momentarily. Let's get the post-game interviews rolling, though. Let's hear from Nico Medved, the head coach at Colorado State, an interview you'll see nowhere else. Exclusive one-on-one interview with Nico Medved, the head coach at Colorado State, after the game here on Bronco Nation News.
I'm sorry.
What kind of went wrong tonight? Obviously, you knew it was going to be tough.
I thought we were a train wreck on offense tonight. Some of it was them, but I thought also, just a lot of really sloppy, uncharacteristic turnovers for our team. You can't turn it over. Clearly we played good enough defense. You hold the team to under 40% on the road, but we were really, really poor on the offensive end. Sloppy turnovers. I also thought we had a lot of open looks that just wouldn't go down tonight. And sometimes that happens that way. And so they obviously made some more plays than we did, but we fought like crazy, but we were really not good on the offensive end.
You had the 10 turnovers in the first half, and I think Stevens finished with 6 for the game. You mentioned some of it was careless stuff. They had 10 steals. How do you explain
I think some of it too was them. I thought they did a great job of, playing in the gaps, and I didn't think we were physical enough on offense. Listen, when you play in league play, just like we did to them, everybody knows each other, right? It's really, really difficult to score out of your actions or score quickly. You got to be able to play to the next play. And the one thing you can't do is turn it over. And we really turned it over, and some critical situations. I thought we had, some post feeds that were maybe open, and we made some poor passing decisions. Some of them was their active hands too, but disappointing. We knew it was going to be tough, but they're all going to be tough. You know what I mean?
You got it. You're down 7 at half, but you cut it to 2 pretty early in the second half. Were you feeling a little better at that point? And what they kind of do there midway through the second half?
I did. I felt better, but again, it just something would happen, whether it was a key turnover for us, a poor shot, and again, some of that's their defense too. But I really think the last couple nights we have not been sharp on that end of the floor. We have not moved the ball as well. We haven't got to the next action. And, we just got 2 of our best 3-point shooters back, too, from injury. And maybe they're a little bit out of rhythm right now. But ultimately, too, you got to knock down shots. And credit to them. They did. They knocked down some big ones when they absolutely had to have it.
Omar Stanley hit a 3. Meadow came off the bench, hit a couple big threes. Is that just the way it goes sometimes?
Yeah, that's the way it goes. You know what I mean? And sometimes, these games, that's what they come down to. And Meadow's a good shooter. Stanley made one, but again, we had our opportunities too. And again, they made them, and we didn't. And they're a good team, but disappointing for us. It was right there for us, but they were a little bit better than we were.
So how do you kind of regroup? And obviously, you got 2 of the tougher venues out of the way now. You get to go home. Just how are you feeling overall?
Again, you're disappointed. Both of these games, we thought we had an opportunity, but we didn't get it done. can't let it beat you again. You got to put everything you have into every game, and win or lose, you got to learn from it and you got to move on. We have the bye now, so we've got a little bit of a break. Maybe that's good for us, and we get back. We've got 2 in a row at home, but all we're worried about is getting better and finding a way to beat Air Force when we get back to the floor.
And final thing, just Boise State as a whole. I know you said yesterday you knew this was going to be tough, and I know the numbers aren't what they are, but just what do you say about them and what they're going to be here in the league race?
They're a really good team, and they're going to be tough out every night, and so listen, all these are going to be fight. They're going to be in the mix, and they can do the same thing that we're going to do, right? Big win for them tonight. They got it, but then they got to focus and get ready for the next one. So there's so much basketball left to be played. The league's terrific. We're going to get multiple bids in the tournament. I've got no doubt, but it's just one game at a time, and they got veteran guys who've done it before, so I have no doubt they're going to be a factor here in this league.
There he is, Niko Medved, the head coach at Colorado State. Niko, classy coach. We got another coach trying to click some comments here. Respect to Niko Medved. Seems like a great guy compared to Jay Norvell. San Diego State, by the way, only up 1 on San Jose State at the half. That is a tough place to play. I was just there the other day. It is a tough place to play just for different reasons. And I wonder how many points Amy has in that one. But, yeah, Niko Medved, easy guy to root for. I've enjoyed talking to him. We got him yesterday on the show, and then we got him after the game. Very nice, respectful guy. Enjoyed talking to him, and seems like a really good guy and good coach. And we'll see if we all think the same of Steve Alford, because we're supposed to get an interview with him tomorrow or the next day as well. So we're going to have Steve Alford, the Nevada coach, hopefully on Friday morning's edition to preview Friday night's game out in Reno. So looking forward to that. We got Leon Rice to hear from. We got some players to hear from. We got some highlights as well. Let's see if I can pull the highlights up here. Is it Colorado State final? Is that what we got for the highlights? All right, we're going to go and play some highlights, and I'm watching this for the first time as you are, but we will play some highlights. Max Rice early in the game, that might have been the first play of the game with the putback of the first bucket. Rice driving again, this time to Degenhart. Nice little floater there early in the game from Degenhart. Andrew Meadow with the 3, one of the 8 assists for Roddy Anderson. That was a big 3 there, too, to put Boise State up. And there's Omar Stanley going to work. It's still first half here. He did most of his damage second half, but there was an apple back in that left hand. Oh, what a tough basket there. Tough shot. This is a huge file size. Somebody said it's a little bit laggy. I apologize, but there's Kuzo Abo again. Might be your internet as well, because I'm on Ethernet. Omar Stanley can do it all. He hits the 3. 1 for 2 from three-point range tonight. He was 7 of 13 from the field. Tyson Degenhart there with the offensive rebound. We're still in the first half here. Again, Boise State played pretty well. Opened up that 7-point lead at the half. That was a huge 3 from Abo. That's when Boise State started to extend the lead there late in the half. Now we go second half. Again, Boise State led by 7 at the half. Colorado State made it a game. Cut the deficit to just 2 points there, but Boise State continuing to work. Abo, tough shot there at the end of the shot clock. Niko Medved threw his hands up after that one. That was obviously a really tough shot there. Meadow again from the top of the key. Another huge shot from Andrew Meadow. Again, 11 points for him. 3 of 4 from downtown. Let's go for another one. Bang! Andrew Meadow on fire. 3 threes tonight for Boise State. Could have a heat check later and miss that one, but Omar Stanley is off the dribble, and he gets a smaller guy on him. There's pretty much no chance they're going to stop him. You see him here, decides to post up again, has a little jump stop. He can score in so many ways. And one there for Degenhart. This is late in the shot clock. Degenhart could have got a foul call there. Doesn't get it, but gets the bucket. Omar Stanley again posting up in the post. How was Jay Tuss on the call tonight, by the way? I'm sure he was great, but I'm looking forward to going home and watching the game. This might have been the alley-oop here, I think. Max Rice turns, finds Omar. Boom! Jaden Finch in the perfect spot to get the footage there. Alley-oop there, and here's the final 10 seconds. Clock is going to run out. And here come the students storming the court. Boise State, its biggest win of the season. But there's some guy in a sling. The first guy running out. Be careful there, dude. There's a guy dressed as a shark. They're storming the court. Big win for Boise State again. They win this one 65-58. By the way, UNLV is up 8 on New Mexico with 14 minutes to go. That would be a surprising one. But again, I think that's at UNLV, where on the road in conference play is just not easy. Amy has 8 at the half, according to Jason. Amy only 8 at the half. The one slam by Stanley was so satisfying after the foul. Somebody made a comment about not recognizing the refs. 2 of those guys, Greg Nixon and Kelly Pfeiffer, do a fair amount of Mountain West games and Boise State games. Randy Richardson is actually an NBA official that started doing college games the last couple of years. Boise State has not had him in a while, but he does work the West Coast. But that crew was a pretty good crew by all things considered. They didn't call a lot of fouls, let them play, and that's kind of how you like it, especially for Boise State when you have a chance to maybe get in foul trouble without Cam Martin tonight. So when you're a little depth is challenged, you definitely don't want foul calls. And so I think the referees certainly let Boise State play tonight, which was really nice. Creamy cold Boise, all ready to go back on the super team. I'm not sure I'd quite go that far yet, but if you can win in Reno, I mean, all bets are off. You win in Reno, that is a big win, and then you've got some home games coming up. That's going to be that will be a huge game. We'll talk about that later in the week. But again, Boise State finds a way 65-58 to win this one. Let's get our final commercial break out of the way, 90 seconds. And then we come back. We'll hear from Leon Rice. We'll hear from some players as well. A ton still to get to. Keep the comments rolling. Keep the score updates coming for me as well, because I'm working here, not watching the game. But final 90-second timeout. We'll be right back on Bronco Nation News.
Bronco Nation News is sponsored by Tommy Alquist and Ball Ventures Alquist, Idaho's premier commercial real estate development company. BVA projects specialize in office, retail, flex, medical, and industrial spaces located at some of the most strategic and visible locations in the valley. Need a developer? Looking for new space? Think BVA. At BVA, we are Idaho's developer. The Nicolason family and SON management have proudly been operating Taco Bell restaurants in and around the Treasure Valley since 1969. One of the first to make a 7-figure donation to the Lyle Smith Society, they've also stepped up their support of Boise State athletics with the Taco Bell men's and women's basketball endowed scholarships. The Nicolason family and SON management have committed at least $310,000 by 2026. Get more information on their financial support of Boise State athletics and find information on applying to work at Taco Bell at TacoBellWorks.com. Lithia Ford of Boise is a proud supporter of Boise State athletics and the official car and truck of the Broncos. Lithia Ford of Boise supports Bronco student athletes through NIL deals, including providing Ford vehicles to Taylon Green and Riley Smith from the football team and Paige Barsh from the volleyball team. Rain's family purchased our F-150 from Lithia Ford. Couldn't be happier with the purchase. Check out the all-electric F-150 Lightning or the electric Mustang Mach-E at Lithia Ford, and make sure to check out their full inventory of vehicles at LithiaFordBoise.com. The Blue and Orange Store is the perfect spot to get all your gear for your next Bronco game. The Blue and Orange Store has official Nike apparel, including jerseys, shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, and more. Wear what the Broncos wear and get it at the Blue and Orange Store, the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall, or get free shipping on a $40 order online at theblueandorangestore.com.
By the way, we talked to Spencer Danielson at halftime, the football coach, and that is up on our YouTube channel. So when we're done here, if you want to go watch Spencer Danielson talk about the new recruits and where they're at with some things, that is up in the YouTube channel, Bronco Nation News. It's youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. Casual old guy in section 12 getting mad, yelling at people to sit down when Boise State was making a run with 9 minutes left. So dumb, out of touch. You should never tell somebody to sit down at a basketball game. If they're standing, you should stand. I thought the crowd was great tonight. Again, they called it a sellout, 12,000. What'd they say it was? 12,000. I'm not seeing it on here, but it was. I don't see it. They don't have this one updated. It was over 12,000. They called it a sellout. There were definitely some open seats, but it was a great crowd. It was loud. The students showed up, and this was one of those special nights at ExtraMile Arena. It was loud. Crowd got into it. Certainly helped on the defensive end. They were making some noise as well. So it certainly was. They called. Thank you, guys. Everyone's now letting me know. 12,058. 12,058. Matthew says, what a game. The X was rocking. Yes, it was. Huge crowd. They were loud. It was fun. And if you came to this game, you got to be thinking, like, I want to come back to another game. Like, I mean, it was certainly a game that, you had fun if you came and you left feeling good and you left wanting to come back. And they got the game in Reno on Friday, but next week, 2 huge home games, UNLV on Tuesday and then San Diego State on national CBS on a Saturday at 11 a.m. That would be something. San Jose State potentially pulling off an upset. I mean, I guess every loss helps. You want to keep the conference as high as possible, but every loss, helps Boise State in terms of the conference race and finishing high in the conference. So from a conference standpoint, you probably don't want San Jose State beating San Diego State, but I guess from a ranking standpoint in terms of the conference race and things, I guess every loss San Diego State can get would help us, help you if you're a Boise State fan. I don't know how you look at that. But let's hear from some players. We got Andrew Meadow, Roddy Anderson, Omar Stanley, 3 teams, or 3 players all sitting down to talk to the media. Again, Boise State upsets Colorado State 65-58. And let's hear from the players after the win.
For any of you guys, what was the atmosphere like? What was it like seeing the fans rush the court like that?
I've never been a part of something like that, so it was honestly like it was something so different for me. I'm not used to this big atmosphere, but just the love that the fans show every game, it's a blessing.
Did you guys feel that energy throughout the game? It just seemed like every time you guys met a play, the roof almost came off of this place.
Yeah, to bounce off what Roddy said, this place is special. Boise, Idaho, it's a special community, and yeah, we're blessed to be here. So.
Andrew, just your performance looked like a lot of people coming out party, if you will. Looks like you could be a big producer the rest of the way with this team. What's going through your head right now?
Right now I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be able to get on the floor, and I work on my game every day. I work on those shots, so I just was going back to my work I put in, and it paid off.
You hit 2 big threes there in the second half. I mean, what gives you the confidence as a freshman to even take those shots?
Just like I said, my work every day. I still, just like the summer after practice every day, just getting my reps up. So I just have that confidence in the back of my head every time I touch it that I know I can make that shot.
Roddy, Isaiah Stevens is one of the best in the country at what he does. At halftime, he had 4 turnovers and 0 assists, and clearly he was off his game tonight. What did you do that was so effective against him?
Man, Isaiah is a great player. I played against him in open gym over the summer, so I got to see how he plays and see how he runs the team. The biggest thing I tried to do is just not to let him get comfortable. I tried to get up, pressure him as much as I could because I know that my teammates had my back behind me. So if I could speed him up anyway, and we was able to get some turnovers from that, so it was good.
Would it be not turning the ball over or playing elite defense? How much is that something you're just kind of leaning into right now and maybe hoping the rest of the stuff takes care of itself?
We got so many scorers on this team, so honestly, I know my time will come for scoring. So I'm not really worried about that. I'm going to let my guys do them. I'm going to get my shooters open shots, and I'm just coming into every game with a defensive mindset. I'm going to stop the guy in front of me no matter what. If I got to blood, sweat, or tear, if I got to die for it, I'm going to die for it. So.
Roddy, only Tyson played more minutes than you tonight. Max was kind of saying, hey, we hope that Leon would leave you in a little bit longer than, hey, quick trigger to pull you if you make a mistake or two. Did you feel that tonight? Do you feel much more comfortable? If so, how so?
Oh, absolutely. I just felt like I was worried too much about what the coaches were thinking, and tonight I just played, and it came to me those assists, nothing special, nothing crazy, just getting my guys open shots, and they came through for me.
You guys had more than 10 steals tonight. Was there something you guys saw on film that you thought you could speed this team up and maybe force some extra turnovers, or were you just trying to play extra aggressive on that side of the ball?
Just playing super hard. Isaiah is a great point guard, so we didn't really we thought that he was gonna have to beat us by himself. So we collapsed the gaps. We played great in the gaps. Every pass we was getting deflections and everything. So we didn't really come in with any different mindset, just that we're gonna play harder than them.
I know the reason why you came here, Roddy, is to be a part of a winning program. You guys just played the 17th ranked team in the country and beat them pretty good. How cool is it to be a part of that atmosphere, part of a win like that?
It's amazing. I haven't won much in my career yet, but it felt amazing. The fans here, they was going crazy. The crowd was jumping. Just to get some wins consistently, it feels great. But no disrespect to my old team, they're winning right now. But it feels so good.
Omar asked kind of the same question. I always talked to you, but 17th ranked team, sold out crowd. How much fun was that?
Man, it's a blessing. it's a blessing just to be here, being Boise, like I said, to be on this team. It's truly a blessing. This team is really special.
Omar, that run really there in the middle of the second half really kind of separated you guys from Colorado State. Just kind of what was working well for you guys as you really kept them from scoring and you guys were scoring.
Yeah, it started on defense. We started getting stops, we started getting rebounds, we started making multiple efforts, and I think that's what really got our run started.
It seems like you guys, both this game and the last game kind of had similar runs like that. You had the run there at the end of the San Jose State game. So I guess just what's it late in games that you guys are really clamping down and finishing the job?
So in the summer we started this thing called fourth quarter, and that kind of just lets us know when it's winding down in practice, but it's also time to lock in. And kind of pay attention. And so that's just kind of what it was at that part of the game, and we started to really lock in.
Andrew, has a crowd ever exploded after one of your threes before like it did tonight?
The only other time I really think that it happened like loud as that was the St. Mary's game when I had those 2 back-to-back threes. But tonight it was even louder because we had so many fans, and it just felt so good to hear the roof explode like that.
Andrew, I know you talk a lot about your work ethic, but like, how much are you fighting right now? Because you could be such a key piece for this team. If they could bring a wing off the bench, this makes you guys that much more dangerous. So how much are you just kind of fighting to be that guy and consistent?
I'm fighting every single day. As a freshman, you got to prove to every single person on the team that you can really play. Because, I know I'm the youngest, but I got to just prove to all the older guys that I can play with all of them too. So I just got to fight every single day in practice and play as hard as I can every single possession that I'm out there.
Andrew, you've had a few big moments, already this year. Just talk about the way you take advantage of the opportunities you do get.
Yeah, like I said, every single second I'm out there, I just try to help the team win, and I just try to let the game come to me like I've done my whole career basically. And I think that's the best way to just get on the floor and not rush anything, just let it come to me and play as hard as I can.
How happy are you with the way you've started your career?
I'm happy, but I know I could have done a lot of things better, so I just want to keep getting better and keep improving my role every single day.
Last one.
I don't know which one of you guys wants to answer this, or if there's multiple, but there are 3 new guys to this team. We know what Buzo, we know what Tyson, we know what Max can do. To be up here after a win like this, knowing that you guys are starting to come along and do your part, how much does that mean to you guys?
It means a lot, just to be a part of a winning team. Like, those 3 guys are all conference guys, and to be able to contribute on the level some games as them, it's a blessing, and I'm just glad for all of it.
Just trying to do what I can do to win. Not really worried about the scoring. Just we got so many key players on this team, and Omar's the best player in this conference and one of the best in the nation. So just getting the guys open, letting them do what they do, it's easy right now. So I'm just glad I could help in any way.
Yeah, I think it starts with the guys that have been here. I've said this many times. The guys that have been here, they've made it comfortable for us. They trust us, and they trust in what we can do. And like I said before, this team is special, so it's a blessing to be here.
Well, there you go. Boise State players, Roddy Anderson, Omar Stanley, and Andrew Meadow. And again, if you came in later, missed any of that, we'll get it up on the YouTube. Hollering in the halls, the people you were hearing right there, Alexander, that was actually when Leon Rice, they do a function now next door. If you're a member of the collective, the Horseshoe Collective, and you pay a certain amount of money, you get to have a post-game function with Coach Rice and some other members of the coaching staff and things. So there were some boosters and folks in there, and then Coach Rice walked in there to say hello before he came over for his post-game interview. When he walked in, everybody was jumping up and down and cheering for him for that one. I think they're probably still in there actually talking about the win and catching up, and a lot to talk about after that Boise State win. But that is the Horseshoe Collective, I think. Reach out to Joe Nickel if you're interested in paying enough to get there in the mix for that. But Kareem says the X was lit tonight. Student section was loud, especially louder than Section 12. Yeah, that was kind of an unfair. I think Section 12 could take on any other section except the student section. That was kind of rough. They put them there in the which section was louder contest, and it went to the student section. Again, hats off to the student section, loudest crowd since they're our largest crowd in the student section since 2022. 2022, still some open spots, so room for more students. If you're a student and you came, tell some more friends because they had some more openings. And again, they called it a sellout. There were certainly some open seats, but they can pack more in here certainly. And you think that San Diego State game coming up a week from Saturday, could be another one of those special nights here. But come back for UNLV first. You got UNLV on Tuesday. It's going to be a big game. UNLV is up on New Mexico. I hate to say it, but if you go find the tweet I had earlier in the year, New Mexico just didn't have a lot of great wins. Everybody wants to hype them up. The rankings are high. They beat a lot of bad teams by a lot of points. So I'm not going to completely say New Mexico is a fraud, but I'm not super shocked to see them go on the road and really struggle with UNLV. And also, like, going on the road in conference play, like, what's that San Diego State score right now? Like, you go on the road in conference play, it is not easy to win games in conference play. Brent Chapman says, love Roddy, by the way, glad he's a Bronco. Only wish we had more depth at point guard. Tough position to recruit, very sought after. Don't give up on Roddy Anderson or Jace Wedding. I still think both those guys have better days ahead. And love Omar's game. Glad he chose to came out west. Again, don't give up on the point guards. Long season left. You saw Roddy Anderson had 8 assists tonight, did some nice things. Preston is ready to boo house when they come to town. He keeps receipts. I'll say New Mexico is fraud. Utah State seems to be quite dominant. Yeah, they are so far living up to the hype for sure. But again, this win tonight just changes the narrative. I think it tells a lot of people, if you see on the national level saying, okay, Boise State, nice win. They needed that. They're legit here. I mean, I saw a lot of gamblers and folks picking Colorado State in this game for whatever reason. So I thought Boise State, again, made a little bit of a statement tonight that, you know what? Yeah, you can say what you want to, but we're going to be every bit as good as we thought we were going to be. And so, again, Boise State picked second in the league. And I think, again, it was a home win. You got to take care of business at home. You still have to go to Colorado State. You still have to go to a lot of these places where it's going to be super tough. So you're not going to make too much of it. But in terms of a quad 1 win, you need Colorado State to stay in the top 30 throughout the season for that to stay a quad 1 game. And we'll see later what the numbers say in terms of the net ranking. But looking forward to reading some of the Colorado State perspective on things. That was one of their worst games of the year, I think. I mean, they've only lost 3 games, but it seemed like I saw one of their beat writers say that they couldn't have played much worse, especially in that first half. By the way, we haven't really mentioned it, as Alexander points out, 22 in a row. The longest home court winning streak in the nation continues. Now 22 straight wins at home for Boise State. It's impressive. You can say what you want about the teams they've beaten, but now you have multiple ranked wins during this streak. And you got the Northridges or the Montana Westerns put in there. That's fine. But 22 in a row, longest home court winning streak in the nation. It's super impressive. And I think Boise State, a lot to be proud of there. And they're making this a tough place to play. I mean, the team is obviously the reason. I mean, the fans are a big part of it, but the team has to make the shots. The team has to be a good team. You can have an amazing crowd, but if your team sucks, you're not going to win a lot of games. So the team deserves credit, but I mean, the fans are aiding in that and helping in that. And tonight was one of those nights where there were multiple times in this game where it looked like, uh-oh, here comes Colorado State, uh-oh. And the crowd got into it, and they took back the momentum. And just the way this place is built, I try to tell people that have never been here, the 3 levels and the way it's built, that you're just right on top of the court. And this place can get super loud, and it's one of the bigger venues in the Mountain West for sure. And the way that they pack this place and make some noise, it was special tonight. It certainly was. So let's hear from Leon Rice, Boise State head coach. We'll keep rolling here on the Lithia Florida Boise postgame show from the Cutwater Studios. Your head coach after the upset win over number 17 Colorado State.
Coach, every game in the league is going to be like that, but just to get that ranked win, big win at home, and just how's it feel?
Well, really proud of the guys because we knew it was going to be a battle. That we have so much respect for Colorado State and what they've done, this year, and how good they've looked and how good they've played and how good they are. And that's a really good basketball team we beat. Nobody questions that. They have their ranking, a number in front of their name for a reason, and they've earned it. And a ton of respect for their players and their coach too, because so that being said, I'm really proud of our guys, the way we battled. And we were down a soldier tonight, and so guys played some long, hard minutes, and they make you work. You have to work defensively to stop them, and our guys did a good job of that. And so fought through some fatigue and just kept grinding. And so a great team win for us tonight.
You guys racked up a lot of steals tonight. What do you guys do defensively to force them into something?
Well, it's our system, you know. I mean, we just do our thing, and you know, you always make slight adjustments for personnel, and we know, you know, it's no secret how good Stevens is, and you got to adjust to that, and so you know, you tweak things for personnel, but our system's pretty good defensively, and we've gotten better and better as the season's gone on. And credit to Roddy for battling all night against one of the, like I said, one of the best point guards in the country, and the team helped him and was behind him, and our bigs did a good job of protecting the rim and rebounding. So overall, I thought it was just a great team win.
What can you say about the job you guys did against Stevens tonight?
Well, you know, you can't stop him. You really can't. You can hope he misses some, and you contain him some, and try to make it as tough as you can. And you know, so I think, like I said, Roddy put a lot of effort into it. I know that, and Jace and everybody that guarded him, our team did. And so, but like I said, you're not going to stop a great player like him.
Second game in a row where you guys have had just a dominant 5-minute stretch in the second half that really kind of pulled the game away. You know, just what is it about this team that they're able to dig deep and get this type of performance?
Yeah, it takes. We have some toughness on this team, mental and physical, and some athleticism, and but that's all. None of that even matters unless you have the grit and the toughness to do it. And these guys, we got tough guys. Every guy that plays, you don't get to play here if you're not tough. You know, that's what it takes to win. You know, so I think that's the bottom line to that, is that they just keep grinding and fighting, and we got, you know, we were a little excited to play, which is great, and I think our offense reflected that. The first, you know, 8-10 minutes of that game, we were like getting some up, you know, contested shots, and maybe not on our terms, but the ones they made us take, you know, but that's understandable. I want them to play aggressive and attacking and loose, but we got really good when we started attacking the rim a little bit better instead of settling for jumpers.
Coach, this was Omar's third double-double of the season. What have you seen in regards to his confidence in himself just in his first year as a Bronco?
The growth is amazing because, I mean, it's what, you know, you had a vision for him of what he could do, because I know his talent, his ability, and I know he was a great kid, all those things, but you never know how much a guy can absorb coaching, and how much guys want to be coached. And that's why, like, all the things he's doing here, we've seen in practice. And the reason he's getting more touches and more shots and more, because he got better at getting open and sealing and knowing how to post and knowing how to attack. And, you know, that's all his jump. And, you know, we always wanted to throw him the ball. Now, we got better at it as he got better at it. It's a two-part thing, but he's just a joy to coach, and he's just hungry to learn, and you know, he's not done getting better. I mean, there's a lot of things he's gonna keep getting better at because of his coach ability. And, you know, I always tell these guys, you can't get better if you don't really want to be coached. And the longer guys are in the program, the more they enjoy that and the more they want that. And so, you know, I think that's the thing. When they get here, there's a getting to know period where they get to see what it's done for guys that have been here. And then then they trust us and understand that there is a roadmap for them as an individual, but it's always about the team. And so, you know, and he's bought into all of that. So just really proud of him. And I can't wait to see what's next for him.
Speaking of Roddy said Omar was the best player in the conference. What's his ceiling? I mean,
Yeah, I don't think we've even come close to figuring that out yet. But I know where we came in at and where he can get to, and he came in at a really, you know, high level with this ability, and he played in a really knocked down, drag out conference, so he had a toughness, and he already had some of those things. Obviously, he didn't come here as, you know, a guy that couldn't play basketball. Now, it just took, you know, you got to put it all together for him and teach a lot. And, you know, we were talking about this today, the rules that you have now helped him in the fact that we went on a foreign trip. those 4 games helped, or 3 games helped him. Just that experience of the development that he got in the summer, the development we got in the fall. If it was the old days, we might not be seeing this Omar for another month or so. Who knows? So, but again, it all goes back to him because of how hungry he is to be coached and how much he trusts the staff and his teammates. That's why he's so good.
Another guy you just seen was trying to think from Andrew, 2 big 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Tonight, just to come out and hit those 3. What kind of confidence does that take from a freshman?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got crazy confidence. Like, I love that. That's one of my favorite things about him is, and he's played on big stages because of the AU circuit that he was playing in front of some people, and so he handled it. He had game winners for his team when he played with Bronny, and I think one of them was in Peach Jam, and he's got that, and that's an it thing that I didn't put in him, and none of our staff did. He came with that he packed that up when he went away to college and brought it here, and his teammates know that. So and he's another guy that's going to get better and better because the more experience he gets, the more he'll look at the film, and there's a lot of things we can improve him on too.
Coach, back to your toughness comment. Outside of talking to people, coaches, other players, or whatever, when you're recruiting these players, what kind of tests do you put them through to make sure that they do fit your standards for toughness?
Oh, that's a good question. I never thought I'd say that to Prater. These are milestones. Like, exactly. I'm always happy with milestones. It means something good's happening, doesn't it? That's funny. That's the nice thing about having a lot of old heads on our staff. We can get all around them and get all the contact. I talked to a lot of coaches from the Big East that he played against. I talked to, obviously, his link year coaches. I mean, that's one of my dear friends. And, we did our research there, and they're like, he couldn't have got higher marks as far as toughness and character, and so it checked every box. We couldn't find, we recruit to eliminate. Okay, and what I mean by that is you keep trying to find a reason not to take a guy, not even anything we could find not to take this guy, and in fact it became an obsession with me. Like, we have to get this guy. This is like because of the character and the kind of kid he is, and that's what we told him today. Like, hey, when we watched film, he and I told him, I'm so proud of you. Not because you scored 30 and 11. Our love isn't conditional, but the way he's approached this and the way he's been with, you got to remember at the start of the year, he wasn't starting. And he approached whatever it was and like, oh, okay, I'll do my best in this situation. And it's a great lesson to all these guys. You do your best in that situation, well, your situation gets better. You do your best in that situation, your attitude isn't driven by your circumstances. Your attitude is your attitude no matter what your circumstances are, and he's a great example of that. But we knew he would be because of the character, a kid that good comes in and is that unselfish. Okay, I'll come off the bench if it's best for the team. That tells you all you need to know, really.
What is the level of concern?
I don't know yet. I don't really ever comment on the because I stay out of all that stuff. So, but that's a tough one because a guy that transfers only has 1 year, and he wants to. If you could have seen what this guy could do healthy, so we're trying to do all we can to get him healthy and get him, but we'll day to day it and see what's ahead next and see where it can go and say some prayers for it.
You talk a lot about the fans and how important they are. Just
Wow.
how fun is it to have them come down and celebrate?
What a great,
like this with you guys?
what a great atmosphere this place. That's why we have this record at home. It's got those fans and this. You can't have a great program without a great home court, and these fans make it a great home court, and by coming and by being loud and making it the referees said that to me before the game, like, this is a great atmosphere. I'm like, yeah, it is. And these guys go all over the world and see all these different, and so that's a lot to be proud of, Bronco Nation. And like I said, that's why we won all these games. I mean, we've had games we could have lost, and the fans got us through it. I mean, you can name a handful out of during this winning streak, no doubt. And tonight was no different. They helped us through it. We were tired, and we had the advantage of playing at home.
There you go. I'd cut off Coach Wright a few seconds early. How about that shot at Mike Prater there? Well, I know he was just having fun, but he said good question. And he said, never thought I'd say that to Mike Prater. So that was kind of a funny moment there during the press conference there. But again, Boise State wins 65-58 over Colorado State. We'll take a look at some of the final numbers here for Boise State. Omar Stanley, 17 points, 11 rebounds. Tyson Degenhardt, 13 points, 4 rebounds. Roddy Anderson didn't score, but had 3 rebounds, 8 assists. Chibuzo Abo, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 11 points for Max Rice. Struggled from the field, 2 of 12. He was 1 of 7 from three-point range, but he hits all 6 of his free throws there, especially some late in the game, some big free throws from Max Rice. Andrew Meadow, again, 11 points, was 3 of 4 from three-point range. He was the big guy to take advantage of Cam Martin being out tonight with the injury, and good to see Andrew Meadow step up, and he could be a key player for this team moving forward. Chase Whiting and Kobe Young did not score in about 10 minutes of action. For Colorado State, you had 15 points for Stevens, but he had 6 turnovers and only 3 assists. And then Nick Clifford had 12 points, but that was the only 2 players in double figures. Cartier only had 8, and Josiah Strong had 9, but only 58 points for Colorado State, the season low, I believe, for them. Final rebounding numbers, Colorado State did win the battle on the boards, 33-30. Someone was asking about the highlights, by the way. We've already got the highlights up on YouTube. I believe we showed them earlier in the show, so you may have missed that. We have a couple of shorts we'll be posting, too, of the Omar Stanley alley-oop dunk and a couple others as well. So let's see what else here. Reading some comments. Yeah, there should be some highlights already, Alexander, on the YouTube channel, but you can check those out. And then big free throws from Rice, LOL. I mean, he was 6 of 6, and he got fouled a couple of times. If he doesn't make the free throws, the game is a lot tighter. I mean, I said he was 2 for 12. He didn't have a great game shooting, but he made some big free throws. I mean, both can be true, right? 11 points, 5 rebounds, and had an assist and a turnover and was +5. So I get that the fun thing to do is criticize Max Rice and say what you want. He didn't shoot the ball great, but he made some big free throws. Both can be true there at that point in the game. So was it his best game of the season? No, but his clutch free throws may have helped him win the game there at the end. So it is what it is from that standpoint. So John Mallory will join me at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Thursday, we're still working on a co-host, maybe our friend Matt Bauscher. And then Friday, I'll be with Jay Tuss. I'll be live from Reno on Friday morning. Don't forget, we're giving away this chair. This is our giveaway on Friday, this nice Cutwater wood chair. We got some actual Cutwater lime margaritas, some other things to give away as well. BNN 50 deals, the promo code. You just have to pay $50 to get a yearly membership to Bronco Nation News. It's a 1-year subscription for $50. Mike Prater is working on a column on the Boise State football team, which will be posted tomorrow night, hopefully. And then we're going to give away every Friday a lot of cool things, starting with this chair, culminating with our private jet trip for 2. I've been on the private jet. I will be on the private jet. It's an awesome trip, awesome experience down to Las Vegas last year. We're going to San Diego this year for the final game of the regular season. You get to ride on a private jet. You get to go to the game, and you get to stay one night in a hotel and just have a heck of a time down there in San Diego. And may even get to tour the Cutwater headquarters that are down there in San Diego as well. So jump on in if you can. This is the grand prize. We'll do this here in a couple of weeks, but we're starting with the weekly prizes. And again, BNN 50 deal is that promo code. Make sure you subscribe and get $50 for that yearly subscription to be eligible for all the prizes starting on Friday. And don't forget, if you're heading to the Mountain West Tournament, join us at Circa Resort and Casino. We'll have a better graphic made here shortly, but they're going to give us this private area. There's cabanas, there's a private pool, and you get to overlook all the sports events and games there, and they'll have all the conference tournaments going on. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll be out there for the pool party, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Friday, March 15th, the day of the semifinals of the conference tournament. So I have a 15 15% off link. If you want to stay at Circa or the D or Golden Gate, send me an email, Rains, RAINS, at BroncoNationNews.com. I'll send you a link for exclusive 15% off for BNN fans and viewers. 15% off at the hotels. And then if you're not staying at the hotel and you're staying somewhere else, you can still come to the pool party. Typically, it's a $30, $40 cover charge on a Friday, but they're going to let you in for free. We'll tell you the details on that coming up. But make plans, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Friday, March 15th. There will be a pool party for BNN fans and viewers out at Circa Resort and Casino. Stadium Swim is the name of the pool, so please try to make plans and join us there for that. Stadium Swim, March 15th for the Mountain West Tournament. Probably a little more exciting to think about the Mountain West Tournament after tonight's game. So obviously a lot of basketball still to be played, but would love to see folks out at the Mountain West Tournament coming up here in a couple of weeks. All right, we hit the 1 hour mark. We're going to shut this thing down. I still have a full story I have to go write, so it's going to be another late night in the Rains household tonight. We're going to write a story about this one. We'll probably watch the end of the San Jose State game if we get a chance, rewatch the Boise State game as well. So when you wake up tomorrow, you can read a full story and my thoughts on Boise State's win over number 17 Colorado State. If you're a paying subscriber, of course. So BNN 50 deal, jump in, read my story when you wake up. It'll be posted on, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the morning whenever I get it done. But we're going to pack up here from ExtraMile Arena, and the cleanup crew is hard at work. And I'm the last media member here, so I'm going to go ahead and head home. Maybe have a Cutwater, maybe stop at Taco Bell, maybe support all the sponsors, put a lean feast in the fridge and in the microwave, and write a story and get my thoughts put on paper from this win for Boise State. So appreciate all of our great sponsors. Thank you guys for supporting the sponsors and making this show and this platform possible. This is a free show on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, thanks to the sponsors, and you supporting the sponsors makes this whole thing work. So appreciate you guys. Wake up and read my story. Go subscribe if you can. BNN 50 deal, again, gets you a 1-year subscription for $50. We'll talk to you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. John Mallory and myself, 9 a.m. We'll show the highlights again, and we'll break this thing down. So hope you can join us again, 9 a.m. with John Mallory of KTIK Radio at 9 a.m. We'll play a little Spencer Danielson, talk some football, talk Malachi Nelson tomorrow as well. We heard from Spencer Danielson tonight talking about Malachi Nelson. We'll cut up some of those clips and play them tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And then again, Friday, we'll come to you live from Reno. Both in the morning at 9 a.m. and then the Lithia, Florida, Boise pre- and post-game shows live from the Lawler Events Center courtside in Reno coming up on Friday as well. So the only local media outlet that is traveling on the road with the Broncos this year will be at every game, home and road, the rest of the season. And we appreciate your support if you can with that $50 subscription at BNN 50 deal, which also enters you again in the weekly contest and the chance to win the grand prize. Head down to San Diego for the final game of the regular season. So thanks again to Jaden Finch for helping us out, our intern. Thanks to all you guys for watching and commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for telling your friends. And thanks for making it a fun night at ExtraMile Arena. Again, Boise State upsets number 17, Colorado State, 65-58. Broncos are 2-0 in conference play. We'll see where they finish in the net rankings when we wake up tomorrow. They are up to number 58, a season best at KenPom, and they'll get ready for a tough trip to Reno on Friday night. We're from ExtraMile Arena. Thanks again. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Go read our coverage at BroncoNationNews.com. Again, the Lithia Florida Boise postgame show from the Cutwater Studios. Again, final score, Boise State 65-58. Congrats on the win to all of you, and we'll talk to you in the morning. Looks like New Mexico has just lost to UNLV. So New Mexico has a conference loss. We'll see what happens with San Diego State and San Jose. Always never any gimmies in the Mountain West. Always a crazy time, especially going on the road in conference play. And we'll see what happens. Boise State, UNLV. Sorry, I was couldn't swallow there for a second. But talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks a lot for joining us. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com.